So the first area that we're going to look at is your personal ROI, your personal return on investment. Where do you best spend your time, energy and resources in a way that works for you to get the best return? And I think that's primarily energetic wise. So we look at 4 areas of our life where we basically can be drained or we can be fueled. And the first one is wellness and faith. The second one is relationships and community, finance and abundance, and career and purpose. So let's look at this one-on-one. Firstly, wellness and faith. The big thing for me about this is, how do you feel about your body, being in your body, and primarily the energy that it gives you? There's a lot of us who sit there and worry endlessly about our body shape or our tone, but I think what works for me, and it may or may not work for you, is how does it make me feel energetically? And I know that if I feel like a meat pie one day, I'll bloody eat it. But if I'm eating clean, healthy food, I know I feel better as well. And it's not about beating myself up about it. It's just finding something that works for me. I seem to, after all these years, finally have found a really nice balance around the exercise and the eating. And with the exercise that I'm doing, it's called barre, B-A-R-R-E, and it's very floaty, ballet, Pilates, yoga. And I love it. I mean, I really, really love it. And it's taken me all these years of doing swimming, which was kind of okay. It was a bit hassle, bloody getting changed in the morning. Gym, or schlepping it out with flaming things. And I just was bored. So when you look at things about your wellness and your faith, it's so much around eating. You know, if you want to quit sugar, yippee, go for it. But only do it because it makes you feel fantastic. I really gave up wheat for 4 weeks, made no difference to me whatsoever, whereas my brother-in-law lost about 10 kgs in the same time. So it's about jimmying and shimmying around that to find out what works for you. Secondly, relationships and community. You know, who says that married people have to live together? Who says that separated people have to live apart? I think there are so many different ways that relationships are happening now. And we want to make sure that we're in a relationship that absolutely works for us. There are so many people in relationships that do not serve them. And actually, it's better to either get out or make it a commitment to sort it out, because staying in the status quo doesn't work, but so many of us do it. The other one is community. We all think that everyone else has got besties that they can pop off to the movies on a Friday night with. Well, a lot of people don't, and particularly when I'm working with my clients and they have a tolerations matrix around this, a lot of what people are tolerating is not entertaining and not socializing that much. We are tribal beasts. We want to have people that we can drop the kids off to if we finally have to go to Starship for one of the other kids. You know, we want to be part of community, but it's whatever that looks like for you. But again, if we're not having that in our line of sight, then it can potentially be draining us of so much energy we don't even realize. Finance and abundance. A lot of it is about worry, you know, worrying about money and having a real reality check on where your finances are. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that it's absolutely frustrating, especially in Auckland, for people to be able to manage to live within their means. But there are things about getting a reality check on your finances. Some people get extraordinarily upset about going $100 over their budget every week. We've got to find a way that works for you. You're not going to end up being destitute on the bloody street in 3 months, but you're not going to be stingy either. And I think for me personally, I have been quite stingy with what I haven't been prepared to spend. It's like getting a real reality check on that, and also just not worrying, just having abundant thinking more than flaming, you know, I can't do this, I shouldn't do that. Now, I have a bit of a challenge with some manifestation stuff, and I think there is a bit of a curveball that gets thrown on that when people go, oh my goodness, I'm going to manifest $15 million or whatever. If that works for you, great, but if it doesn't, don't use it, because then you're going to beat yourself up about not being able to manifest properly. And finally, career and purpose, which we're pretty much going to go into in the next video, which is, am I doing what lights up my soul? Am I working with people? And if you are in a dead-end role and at the end of every day you are feeling more drained than energized, it's time to do something about it. Look, it might be a lily pad. We might find something for you to do in the meantime while you find what you really want to do, but that is not going to serve anyone, least of all your family and those who you love that don't like seeing you like this, and you don't like being like this. So there you go. That's your personal ROI, getting clear on each of those areas. I've got a tolerations matrix on my website. Download it for free. Ask you some pretty brutal questions on each one of these, but at least you can understand what it's going to take to wipe the canvas clean and get prepared for your beautiful piece of art.